Well, good morning. We're starting today's walk at the far end of the Esplanade at Exmouth. Looking around, this is the beach at the far end, which is very popular with dog walkers. At this point we have to climb up onto those cliffs, up the zigzag path, and continue along the southwest coast path to Budleigh Salterton. This is the start of the zigzag track to get us up on top of the cliffs. It's used quite a lot by key fitness fanatics who run up and down here. Good steady climb. Cafe here, Bumble's Cafe. Up we go, good steady climb. If we look to the left here, the views are improving as we climb up. Turn again. And look at the view. And across there to Dawlish, across the bay, and just a bit further around Teignmouth. That's the top of that particular climb. There's a footpath here behind the houses until we're out on the coast path proper. Now you can take a couple of little short walks here back out to the edge of the cliff for more views, but we'll continue upon the coast path itself at the moment. It's wet and muddy. It is November. It's late in November, and it was pouring and raining during the night and some of the morning. It's now around about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's only been stopped raining for an hour or so, and we may yet get some rain on this walk. Sun's a bit low in the sky today, being so late in the year, but we'll turn to the left in a minute. We are actually walking eastwards, and as it's morning time, presumably we're walking into the sun. We'll take a small diversion here out onto Welcome Point. Unveiled by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Bless his cotton socks. Now out at Welcome Point, we're looking back at Exmouth now, across the estuary there, going round towards Dawlish, further afield to Teignmouth, and then right the way around the bay to Torquay, Paynton, Brixham. Cruise ships out in the bay there, parked. We are in the COVID period, and there's not much use for cruise ships at the moment. Now when you come up here in the summer, you'll find this path a lot busier, and you'll also find a lot more wildflowers in blossom, and birds, butterflies. It's really a very enjoyable walk any time of the year, the summertime especially. Despite the fact it's been raining pretty much on and off for a few days now, and up until an hour or so back, the path's not too bad at all, at least here. Drains very well. Still climbing. But ups and downs are what you expect on the coast path, make it all that much more enjoyable. A little bit more muddy up here. It's okay. Plenty of stones and rocks in the path to form a good basis. Path starting to level out a bit here, still going up a bit, but the gradient's not so steep. Beautiful, the views are absolutely panoramic here, looking back down the path where we come from. Just awesome. I must admit, this time of year, to be out here almost on your own makes the world of difference. As I mentioned earlier, in the summertime you have a lot of people out on this trail. We'll pass through a couple of caravan parks situated right on the edge of the cliffs. I think a lot of the people that do the walking come out of those caravan parks, walk into Exmouth, have an ice cream, splash around in the sea and walk back again. This time of year, pretty much to ourselves. You just have to be dressed for the occasion, have the right shoes on your feet, plenty of warm clothes and waterproof. Might even be an argument for using walking poles, as it is a little slippery in places. The only sound is a very distant sound of the waves crashing on the beach at the foot of the cliffs. There's not even any bird song this time of year. There's certainly no human voices. And of course, being COVID, I suspect the caravan parks are closed, even if there was much trade at the end of November. So we're unlikely to see very many people from that source. The path swings round to the right here, and then round to the left again. Now if you look out there, the promontory out into the sea is inaccessible. That's actually a army training range, and very often here in the summer months you'll hear volleys of gunfire coming from that area. It's interesting how there is then a volley of gunfire. It's interesting how the army tends to end up with some of the nicest places on the coast. And where they're used for training purposes, and yet most wars are not fought in scenic places on the coast. They're usually urban warfare in cities and built up areas. Right in front of you, you're starting to glimpse the Holiday Park coming up. It's right here on the cliff top. It's not a problem, there's a way through it, a nice way through it, and it even offers the opportunity to stop for tea, biscuits, under normal conditions, not under COVID conditions of course. And we'll take the steps rather than the slope here. It'll be probably a little bit less slippery, but it may not be doing much for the camera. You can see there all the holiday homes, and you can see the hill beyond, which we need to go up and over, and then beyond that you can probably just glimpse the white buildings in Budleigh Salterton. Caravan park's completely closed up under the regulations. Never seen it so quiet. Good morning. She's lost in her headphones, that one. I never understood why you need to have headphones on when you've got all the sounds of the sea and the countryside in general, but everyone to their own. Look at that for a holiday home. And then look at its outlook. Absolutely stunning if you bought that. Now this in season will be a really crowded area. This is the bar, restaurant, cafe area for the campsite, and you're routed right through the centre of it. It's also the way down onto the beach, which is a public beach, but is accessible to the campsite particularly. Let's go and have a look at it. I continue through the bar area. I know in the summertime sometimes you have to be almost push your way through the crowds here. It's a bit different today. And we've got a sign at the other side here. 2/3 of a mile since we went past the Geoneedle statue, but it's also done 2.5 miles. This seems to be a park area for mobile homes that don't have a pitch at the moment. And we're routed around the back of them. It's fine because we've got the spit nearest the sea, so we've got the views, the panoramic views. Now these are the signs for the firing range. So the one directly in front of you, military firing range, keep out. We've got one here. Dangerous cliffs, please keep clear. But it's okay, the path is routed around the outside. And behind this blockhouse. And we start the climb up again. Someone's left their mattress there. That helps the scenery. On my left is the butane gas store for the campsite, all fenced off, propane gas. And then we go up here and the path climbs again. And it climbs up into I'm not sure whether it's another mobile home site or whether it's part of the one we just been through. But it's okay, the path is routed on the seaside of these places, so just keep your eyes right. Very steep bit here, very short, sharp, steep bit. Entrance to the military base. Hiya, mate. Friendly greeting from the soldier. Now back into another caravan park, I think. This must be separate from the one we've just been through. You got all the pleasure of listening to gunfire, as you can hear on the camera now. Wow. I'm not sure if I'd want to have that mobile home with people traipsing around the corner all the time. It's just a little bit too near the edge, and I'm sure it wasn't there until recently. Now we're getting a view across this campsite, across a short stretch of water to the group of houses down there, which is Budleigh Salterton, and that's where we're heading. We do have that hill to go up first. A lovely grassy area here, and you just make your way to the end of these. There's quite a lot of slippage on the side of the cliffs up this part, and they have to keep routing the fence further inland. This fence went up about 12 months ago on my right, moved it in a bit because of the slippage and the danger. Got rows and rows of mobile homes here with absolutely stunning outlooks and south facing, so in the summer evening you're going to gather all the sun. Another rather sharp steep bit here. Turn around and look back. You can see South Devon is a popular place to have a holiday. There's not much margin here for more slippage before these mobile homes are in the sea. It really is pleasant being out here by oneself. We've seen almost nobody on the walk, maybe half a dozen people. It really is nice. You can see here the slippage on the cliff is enormous there, loose earth. We'll head back in a few feet, I think. Now there's a little dip down here and back up the other side where a river comes off from our left and crashes down to the sea. So we've got a flight of stairs, 30 odd stairs down and 30 odd stairs up again. Right, through the gate. "35 steps down, a little stream that has ridden out a gorge over the centuries, and despite the rain it's only a trickle at the moment. Across this bridge, up the steps the other side. And it looks like 38, 39 steps up the other side. We are very close to the edge of the cliff here. I think we'll go in on the field. The evidence of the cliff slipping is quite obvious. So I'm now following the field edge. The path is the other side of the hedge on my right here. But looking at the tracks, boot prints here, a lot of people have followed the same path as I am. And in fact, the path on our right has now been closed off, presumably because of danger, and everyone's been routed onto this field edge. Do a spin round. Oh, look at that cliff gone here, look, right at our feet. Probably only happened in the last couple of days. Do not dwell there too long. So, onward and upward. If you do walk this path in the future, you may well find you're further inland by a few yards than we are now. As the cliffs here are crumbling quite seriously. It's quite common on the south coast of Devon and Cornwall and the southwest coast path. It's quite normal to be diverted inland as parts of the sea crumble. It doesn't happen so much on the north coasts, as the material there is much harder rock. I'm no expert in rocks, but it's much more granite-like and just doesn't crumble in the same way. Right, we've passed into the next field. The farmer is growing the same crop here, which I've no idea what it is. Very little curly leaves on it. Somebody may know what that is. The other thing that's quite amazing about this field is it's full of rounded pebbles, which would indicate that this was once under the sea, yet we're now several hundred feet above the sea. Now I'll just do a turn round and show you from here the way the cliffs have crumbled. All very recent. You can see across there the caravan site we came through, and the promontory, which is the military camp. Huge caravan park. Oh, you see above us the high point we have to go over, and then it's fairly gentle downward slope or flat into Budleigh Salterton. On the top here there's a golf course, runs alongside the path, but you get some stunning views across the bay. More pebbles in the path here. In fact, the path is pebbles. So, indication of its early history. Now up here, glorious red of the rowan tree, full of berries. Some gorse on our left. Holly and red berries as well. In fact, it's not rowan, it is holly. Little steep bit here, but about the last of the steep bits. And there's the view, the higher up before. Over in the bay I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruise ships moored up. According to a map on Google, I believe there's around 14 cruise ships moored off this bay and the next one, waiting for the COVID crisis to pass. Right, up we go. Still climbing a bit. Still walking on the pebble beach, several hundred feet above the sea. Footpath off to our left, a knoll, 1 mile. We're going to stick close to the coast. Because the views are so good up here, we'll stop again. The sun is low in the sky. It's winter, it's November, and there we are back across the bay. See the cliffs down there that are collapsing right the way round. Absolutely amazing views. Coming down to a fence here. The path turns to the right, but behind the fence here is the golf course. A glorious spot for a golf course, overlooking Budleigh Salterton. Probably see through the net there the mode areas of the golf fairway. Little single track path here. We've got it completely to ourselves, which is quite surprising given how nice the day is. Golf course is still on our left. Through the hedges there I can just glimpse one of the greens. There's a seat here, the little closed off area, memorial plaque on it, in loving memory of our dear friend Phyllis C. Kreger, K-R-E-G-E-R. A wooded area, yet the cliffs are only 20 yards across on my right through the trees. Very peaceful through the woods here, very soft underfoot. Give you a shot of the woods. And still the path is gently downward, very easy going and very, very peaceful. Here we've got some sort of a stone culvert, water coming through, iron railings around the top, clearly been there for a very long time. Down on my right, down a big dip now, is where the little stream is running, finding its way fairly quickly I think out to sea. Here the path has even at some time been tarmacked. But some of these paths go right back to Edwardian times, Victorian times. They were much used by people coming to the area. Doesn't look as though it's been resurfaced for many a long year, but that's not a problem. This is amazing. Late autumn day. Temperature guessing around 10 degrees probably. Very little wind now. And sun shining. It's just a very pleasant time to walk. Now we come out into a green common. Nice open space. You can see several people out with their dogs. As we reach the end of this open area, I'll just do a 360 so you can house nicely situated at the end there. Up in the top corner is where we came in. On our left is all the gorse and shrubs, but just beyond that is the cliff edge. I see from the notice here that this is actually called Budleigh Salterton Jubilee Field. Now we're on a made up piece of path here, nicely tarmacked and well looked after. Another bench here. Arthur Ito, 1919 to 2008. I always think it's a useful sort of memorial. Gravestones are fine, but much nicer, put a seat up somewhere and it becomes useful to other people. Now we're entering the outskirts of Budleigh Salterton now. Path here, straight down, we're going to take you into the town. But we take a right here, we're going to keep on the coast. So we're going to go down here. We take a left here. And a right here. 5 steps down. We're now starting to look at the beach at Budleigh. And then we take a left here, and it's nice steep path down with views across Budleigh Beach. Now the main difference between Budleigh Beach and Exmouth Beach, where we started, is Exmouth is sand and Budleigh is stones. Budleigh also has a lot more little boats, fishing boats, probably lobster catching boats on the beach itself. Now down on the beach there's quite a lot of people gathered around one of the boats that's just come in, and a lot of seagulls in the sea, so one suspects that's brought some sort of catch back with it. Seagulls usually know where the food is. A little viewing platform here. Look at all these seats along here, all with memorial names on them, and I've been down here and everyone's been taken. Up on this little viewing platform, let's have a look. Go out and look over Budleigh. Into the sun, I'm afraid. Looking back round the coast and towards Exmouth and the cruise ships parked in the bay. You get more seats with memorials on them. Other folks sat there with takeaway coffees, so I guess there's a useful place around the corner here. I'm looking at the number of people on the beach. It looks as though they're selling the fish at the moment, straight off the boats. Hi. Good morning. Yeah, we're selling the fish directly to the customers straight off the boat there. You won't get much fresher than that. Very picturesque with the fishing boats up on the beach. It appears from what we've just seen that they're still actually used, which is even better. Now here you can end your walk here because we're just passing the town centre. It's just back on our left on the road here where all the shops are, the bus stops and so forth. Don't get much of a view. We can carry on now right down to the end here where the river comes out and comes into the sea. So we'll do that. Just do a 360 here. Road on the left, a little bit of traffic. Apartments, presumably holiday or retirement apartments. And looking back down the way we came, around into the sun, and round again. Now you're seeing this esplanade promenade in the winter time. In the summer this will be quite busy, quite crowded. The cafe on the left here, which always does roaring business in season, closed up now. Bit surprised because it could be still doing quite some business here. On our right in the season, there's usually rows of beach huts, which are a bit annoying because they're between you and the sea. They clearly put them into storage this time of year. We're going right out onto the end here, where the river comes out to the sea. You can't cross the river there. You have to go inland quite some distance to find the bridge. It's just nice to go out on the end. We'll do that. Morning.
I did a rainbow. Generally at the moment.
People walking on in twos, which is what you're limited to by the government regulations. It always reminds me of the story of Noah's Ark, where the animals enter 2 by 2. So people are walking along 2 by 2.
No, but he's had a... He's had...
That's the same thing I was doing with
On our left is probably the main car park for Budleigh Salterton, really large one. And if you're walking the coast path, you have to head inland on the bank of the river down there in the far corner of the car park. Head inland, cross the river and head back out the other side. So the path is over there. Stand here, you can see the mud flats of the river. When the tide's in, that will be very full of water. It's a big bird watching spot. Again, we'll have a look at the mud flats, the lowlands. Scan right the way around. It's the way we've come, up over those hills, out over the bay, into the low-lying sun, and right the way around. And this is very much the end. You can show you the river so you can see. It's too difficult to cross, too much water flowing. See, it's the way we've come. And we're looking down at the end of Budleigh Salterton. That's it, folks.